So a couple months ago, I posted a video saying that I was building a new studio. Well, we've made progress, and I should hope so after a couple of months, right? Now, of course, yes, we're all busy, and I'm no exception, and I'm not exactly swimming in money, so I can't just, throw $1,000 at this and 20 hours all in 1 week. So it took some time. But if I'm completely honest, it's not the lack of time and money that really slows me up when it comes to things like this. I'm just going to say it, I'm terrified of trying new projects, especially when it comes to construction. I'll tell you what, I'm fine with this thing, if I can keep my glasses on. I'm fine with this thing. I know how to apply it, and you put me in front of a keyboard and I'm all right, and you put me in front of a whiteboard and I can hold my own. But boy, put a hammer in my hand or a screwdriver or whatever this thing is called, and I freeze up. It's real fight or flight, and most of the time it's flight. I mean, we're talking with extreme prejudice. So it took me some time. But that said, we've made some progress. And a quick heads up, at the end of this video, I have a big announcement when it comes to how I am going to roll this project out going forward. So stick around for that. So to begin with, let's talk a little bit about what it took to get to where we are today. So if you'll remember, what we had before was pretty much a completely blank slate, a white room, and that's all. So what I did was I used a lime wash. I've never done anything like this before, so for me, this was like brave new world territory. It's not the easiest stuff to put up, but I wouldn't say it's too terribly difficult. But as it was my first time doing this, I have to say I'd give myself about a B+. Nevertheless, it worked out all right for the most part. I'm pretty pleased with how it looks now, which you'll be seeing here in a moment. And then what I did was put up some faux brick panels. Now, of course, faux brick is only so interesting to look at, so I did a lot of treatment to the brick afterwards. So this is what we had before, and this is what we have now. Welcome to the new studio. Now, I know, I get it. The light is awful. This is just an overhead light, right? So I haven't got the light done at all, let alone right. And there's still a lot of echo. I have not done sound treatment in the room. So yeah, we'll be building all that out later on. But right now, let me just show you what we've got. One of the things I really wanted in this space was flexibility. So let me show you what I mean by flexibility. If I just want a brick wall, I've got a brick wall. Clean, well, too clean. We're going to be fixing that, but not bad. Nice gray wall to do something with or another. I can totally do that. Of course, shadow is no good. We're going to fix the lighting, but this is space we can use. Need a green screen? I can hook you up with a green screen. Want to invite a guest over and have a chat in a nice leather chair? We can do that. By the way, this chair has a real history. I'll share it with you sometime. Do you need a whiteboard? I've got a whiteboard. How about a standing desk with a monitor? Okay, so when I'm live streaming, I can keep track of what's going on and so forth. And as a matter of fact, let me tell you about this standing desk. The standing desk is a couple of old steamer trunks This one's from my grandfather when he went off to Sydney, Australia as a kid. And then this one's from my wife's grandfather. It's got to be, I don't know. I mean, this thing's 100 years old. This thing's 130 years old, something like that. I just think they look really awesome. And then to move this, mobile standing desk around, I built this bad boy. Now, I know, okay, so it's on rollers and so forth. That's not a big deal. But to me, this is actually kind of a big deal. I've never made anything like this before, so I'm kind of proud of it. And then I put a power strip here so I can run all the computers and monitors and hardware and so forth from wherever this standing desk is. I think it's kind of cool. Now, if you remember, one of my big goals in this was to be unfettered, to be unchained from just a chair in one spot. And this really allows me to do that. I can walk around, I can come behind a standing desk, I can come over to a whiteboard. Now, of course, you don't see those things very clearly from this one angle, so I will have multiple cameras set up such that I'll be able to switch around and really focus on the whiteboard, focus on a PowerPoint, things like that. Now, let's talk a moment about why I chose the design I did. And it really comes down to branding. What we have here is kind of an industrial design, if you will, sort of that hip thing that's in right now. Well, it's hip and in, but I really like it. Furthermore, it's somewhat in keeping with what I already have downstairs in my study. Of course, that's kind of old world library look, if you will. And you know what? Let's be honest. I'm an old man, right? I can't put together a studio with cool blue lights and yellow lights and red lights and have them flashing and all this stuff in the background. This isn't Twitch. I'm not gaming. It would be incongruent with what you see here. So I decided to go with a look and feel that was consistent with what I have downstairs for my other videos. And you can actually see a lecturer in, plying his trade. So that's why we did what we did here. Now, obviously, there's still a lot of work to do. This lighting, this isn't even trying to be appropriate lighting. It's just the overhead light. And of course, we got to deal with the sound. So there's still a lot of work to do. That said, I'm pretty pleased with the progress thus far. And that leads me to my big announcement. Now, if you remember in my previous video, I said I would be sharing all the things I'd learned about shooting videos, live streaming, lecturing online, I mean, you name it. Well, I felt like what was most appropriate for that was to create a whole new channel. So that's what I've done. This is a new YouTube channel that will be dedicated to helping online lecturers, professors, folks producing videos, you name it. If you are trying to connect with an audience through live streaming or videos or online teaching, then this channel will have the tips and tricks and tools and advice and training that you need to be successful. The name of this new channel is Nutshell Studio Productions, and there's a link to it in the description below. So go check it out and see what it has to offer. In the meantime, I will be transitioning this whole series and this studio over to that new channel. So thank you for joining me. I'm pretty excited about what I've done thus far, and I'm really excited about what I have planned. Next, we're going to be doing sound treatments and lighting. So you'll want to come back, not to Nutshell Brainery, but to Nutshell Studio Productions. There, we're going to continue to build out this studio, and I'll give you all the tips and tricks you need to put together your own online streaming and video services. Until then, have a fantastic day.